Why doesn't she just want to be happy?
If I was cloned, would you have 2 wives?
Okay, if you're trying to start an argument, no, that's a dumb question. No, I would just have one. It would just be you.
You should have said, Courtney, there could only ever be one of you. Next question. Would you rather give me up or your favorite thing in the world?
You really think that you're not my favorite thing in the world? Huh? You really think so?
We've discussed this. I am not a thing. I am not a possession. I am not a object.
She needs you to prove your love to her every day. Her biggest fear is the loss of that love and connection. And it is her literal nightmare that one day you'll no longer be able to protect her heart. This is the basis of why women test men in a relationship. Most men, a lesser man, succumbs to his wife's tests and often falls short through anger, taking it personally, or shutting inward, retreating into his cave away from his wife's call to action for him to step up and be the conscious man that you are deep down. However, once you know the source of her tests and use the AHI Framework on how to pass them effortlessly, you'll create more polarity and attraction. You will increase trust and emotional safety with her. And you'll find more peace and love in your relationship again. My name is Josh Hudson. I'm a licensed therapist who found a more potent and effective way to save marriages on the brink of divorce. And in the next few minutes, you will discover what a test looks like from her so you won't fail them and lose attraction in her eyes, why she tests you. Knowing this will cause you some regret up front, but so much relief on the back end. How to tell if it's a test or just flat out disrespect. And then the AHI Framework to teach you time-tested and proven tools to turn her test from negative venom into moments of laughter, love, and connection. So let's talk about what a test is. I did a massive video on this channel. It's one of my favorites, so you can check at the very end of this. I will link it. But in there, I just summarize what tests are more in depth. So I recommend at the very end of this to go watch that. In his book, The Way of the Superior Man, David Data explains that a test from a woman is a way to gauge your strength and confidence, and also your emotional resilience. I'll add that one. They come in the form of questioning your decisions, expressing doubts to you, or even being upset without clear reasons why. Without clear reasons why. I have to emphasize that part. In essence, the test is about trust and emotional safety. How safe she feels with you. Can you remain firm and congruent with who you say you are and how you actually show up? I'll explain that later on. But even when the storm of her emotions and challenges arise, are you able to be that guy that just steps up?
Don't you want to be close with anyone?
I do.
I know we're from different generations, but I'm going to need more from you.
We are from different generations because I don't remember women pushing this hard. And I'm not seeing anyone. I'm working all the time.
Well, I get excited when you call and then I don't hear from you.
You can see what she's testing there is his commitment, right? She's indirectly saying how much, oh, I like you being there, and then seeing if he gives more commitment. And of course, Don Draper, he just kind of brushes it off. What is the point? Why does she cause so much drama when she doesn't really need to? Look, women test unconsciously to determine if they can trust the man they are with to remain strong and centered, especially in the face of emotional intensity or conflict. Play that back again and listen to it. For if you fail and react and defend and go inward through fear of her little emotions, how can she trust you to defend her against a tiger, a bear, or financial collapse? The underlying purpose of these tests is not to be adversarial, but to see if you will react by becoming defensive, withdrawing, or faltering, or if you will stay grounded and continue to lead with integrity. You see, her test is a challenge for you to grow as a man into your masculine potential, staying present, not taking things personally, and maintaining a sense of purpose and direction regardless of external pressures. I get a lot of guys in our program, and one recently said, Josh, the reason we started to fall apart, or the point at which we started to fall apart was I lost my job and then she got a promotion and she started making more money than me. And I think she lost all respect toward me. Now, this could be true if you think, but there's a perfect story example of the same situation, very similar one with Alex Hormozy and Layla.
This was like the worst 6 months of my life. It started in October. Mom got sick, went to the hospital. I flew out. While I was there, to keep myself occupied, I started launching gyms. That's when Gym Launch actually started. Because I left my own gyms, I was like, I gotta keep myself occupied. Reached out to some people in my hometown, and I was like, hey, you know anybody? And they're like, yeah, I know a guy. And so that was like the first big gym launch. So I had the mom thing, and then I got in a DUI. And then the money that I put into the business got taken. after I sold all my gyms to go all in on this new thing because it was working. So now I have like a DUI, mom's in the hospital, I just lost everything. And Layla was with me because she basically said as well, after I got off the phone call with the coach, she was like, if you don't change things, she's like, I'm not, like, this has got to change. Like, I'm not going to be around. She kind of indicated that. She didn't say it directly, but I think I understood. I could read between the lines. So she saw me at the absolute worst, and for some reason decided to stay with me because she believed, which is why she'll always have my eternal gratitude.
Now, credit to Layla for sticking with Alex. Of course, there's different women that would do different things, but at the same time, I've seen Alex in person, went to one of his events, and seeing him online, I mean, he seems like he has some internal self-worth. At least that's what I see. I don't know him personally at like that level, but he at least portrays that confidence that he can get things done. And I think Layla, she knew that about him at that point. It is not the external thing that happens to the guy. It is his response internally that makes the woman either trust him or not. Some men will say, okay, Josh, fine, but her tests are flat out disrespectful. Where's that line? It's a great question, honestly, and you shouldn't be in a relationship where you're constantly disrespected. And I echo David's position on this. If it becomes too much for you, then draw a line and don't tolerate the disrespect. However, there is no textbook answer to this question, unfortunately. It is case dependent. Some men will walk away at the first sign of disrespect. And those men, they don't like their ego being challenged or attacked.
Well, can I do this? Like, no, bro, you can't. Your only power as a man is you got to be able to walk away and replace her with another girl, bro. That's the only way you can do it.
You're real mad about it, because I have people smash me all the time and they go, oh, yeah, but it's easy for you. You don't care. I say, no, incorrect. I will tell you right now on this podcast, I have walked away from women I loved with all my heart and women I missed for months, but I never fucking told them and I never text them.
And then some other men will just straight up take abuse.
It's funny! It's funny! I hate you! Bro, you're a weird too. Like, it's not funny.
There is a modicum of self-respect to be able to walk away when she crosses your boundaries. Yes, but they lean too far into that as a mechanism to just, oh, it's her fault, it's her fault, it's her fault. And there's a lack of taking responsibility for maybe the pattern that's playing out and something that they're blind to that's pushing these women away from them and not making them feel safe. Man, that would be my personal hell. Like, for a guy to take that abuse, there's something in him that says he deserves that. This is why it's so important to know your boundaries and learn to walk away when they are crossed, okay? This is your greatest power. Let me give you a powerful technique if you think she is showing disrespect toward you. The next time she shows you disrespect, I want you to say something like this. Hey, look, I feel disrespected by what you said. You may have your reasons for why you are saying that, and that's your reasons. But I want you to respect the person you're with, AKA me. You shouldn't want to be with me if you don't respect me. So how do we figure this out? Because I don't want to continue in this relationship if this disrespect occurs. So let's work together to find solutions so we can build respect back for each other. If she still doesn't respect that, then you must walk away. But before you do, I want you to try these next points to soften her immediately. Is it a need or a test? This is vital before you learn how to pass her test. Sometimes she is not testing you, but rather expressing pain and emotions that she needs validating. You must know the distinction between these two. The moment she expresses some sort of pain, you don't see it as a test, but rather hurt, and it need to be protected and taken care of by you. All right, let's look at two similar situations and how one is a test and one is her actually expressing pain. Let's say she says, you never take me anywhere fun anymore, you're so boring. That is a test. There's not much pain there. There's maybe a little bit of annoyance, but there's not much pain there. She's calling or attacking your character because she wants you. And I know women indirectly through the feminine, they get what they want through criticism or indirect disguise of what they really want. But at the end of the day, there's not a lot of pain or betrayal or lack of safety there. She just wants more excitement. That's why it's a test. And in a second, through the AHI Framework, I'll teach you 3 ways to pass that test. All right, let's look at a similar context, but this place is coming from pain. Let's say she says, it really hurt me when you canceled our plans last second. I was really looking forward to that. And I just don't feel like I could trust your word. With this one, she feels like she cannot trust you. It's such a microcosm or a micro little behavior, but to her, it plays to the narrative of who you are as a man. And she expresses her pain. Whenever she expresses pain, betrayal, or hurt, right, or jealousy, that is pain that you need to then move toward and validate. You should always move toward, but at the same time, give extra validation, which again, you know how to validate now. The key distinction here is that tests are often broader and more about gauging your emotional resilience, while genuine expressions of pain, on the other hand, are specific to the hurtful experience. And if you fail to understand these, then you should set up a call with our team down below to get a free evaluation call. So make sure you're fully committed. Failing to understand this distinction is the immediate cause of her pulling away when you are making progress. This is why it is important to have a coach on your side where it's hard to navigate things and you don't want to screw it up, because a lot of guys will make progress and then they'll self-sabotage, and it's the worst feeling ever. All right, let's talk about how to pass her test through the AHI framework. Let's go back to the original test we talked about before, where she says, you never take me anywhere fun anymore, you're so boring. All right, the A for AHI stands for agree and amplify. This is the opposite of being defensive. Let's think about the idea of being defensive or defending real quick. What are you defending? You're defending your perceived sense of self. I'm not boring. I'm so much fun. I do things with you all the time. Essentially what you're saying there is, I'm not lower value. Look at how high value I am. The man that does that, he's not high value. He's screaming low value because he has to prove himself, thus proving that he's not. You see what I mean? So what is the antidote to this? You don't take it so seriously. You agree with her and then amplify. That's what this does. So let me give you an example. You could be like, man, she goes, oh, you're so boring. You can say, I am the owner of Boring Town. Oh, I'm just the worst. I know. I'm so boring. I don't know why you're with me. There's nothing else she could say to that. All right, the I stands for ignore. So with the same test, you could say something like, you know what? Yeah, totally. Anyways, I got 2 tickets to a concert next week and you're coming. But by the way, you can't be boring. You just kind of redirect the conversation and just go towards something that you want. Anyways, the H stands for humor. And you just tell her, you know, she goes, you're boring. You just say, your mom's boring. And that's pretty much it. Look, humor, this is an advanced skill. Like, you have to understand your wife's humor and your humor and the way you can play this out. But like, trust me, it creates a pattern interrupt. It's what they call an NLP. And it's just, you throw it out there, you make it light and you make it funny and you just say something completely random. It snaps her out of that like frame of thinking and it puts her into a different state. And then you can address whatever she's talking about. Then you can say, oh yeah, let's go next week, whatever. But you just say something funny, snaps her out of that kind of emotional mood, whatever it is for challenging you. You make her laugh and then everything works out great. Because if you make a woman laugh, you win her heart. Hey guys, I don't often say this, but leave a comment down below of a type of video or topic you want me to do next. And again, check out the testing video right here. It's a doozy. It'll help you out a lot. And if you're new here, subscribe, like the video to share and all that good stuff. I love you. Bye.